Good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning here in the great state of Tennessee. It is 72 degrees, actually. Supposed to get up to 87 today. So I believe that is the highest temperature we have gotten this year so far. So that will be cool if that happens. Supposed to be super sunny all day long. Sunset is at 7:58 p.m. So right at 8 o'clock. It's always great. See who's going to pop in first this morning. Sure, a few people are busy this morning. I myself am not. So I'm going to talk about knives, like we do just about every day around this time. Episode number 138, so that's pretty cool. Can't believe I've done anything for 138 days in a row. I think I've had a cup of coffee just about every episode, so maybe just one or two I haven't. So let's talk about what I carried last night. I carried a couple of Tucson knives last night. I was going through my stuff and I decided that I would carry some Tucsons. One of them is this Tucson TS367. It's one of the few Tucsons that I've got with carbon fiber on it. Super cool blade shape on it. Very comfortable knife. Very comfortable finger choil. And sometimes I like this bigger jimping on knives. It works perfect on this one. This one is super comfortable. I did have to cut up some boxes last night, and it worked very well. It has got M390 blade steel, which is one of my favorites. So that's cool. So I had that in my front pocket last night. And I had another equally big one in my back pocket. And that is the TS483. This one has a unique blade shape too. I don't know what to actually call that other than just a modified drop point. Just got a little bit of a dip in it, I guess, to get your finger in there. This one is 14C 28N steel, but it is a big chunky knife too. It's good morning, Waylon. It's got plenty of room for me to get 4 fingers on, and it's just a big boy. So I carried those two last night. As you can see on the screen, I'm representing my buddy Azusa Blade Works with his Cochise and his smallmouth stickers that he got. So that's cool. First time in the last 5 or 6 days that I hadn't carried that to work. So yeah, I had these, and then this is some kind of coin I got. Don't know where it came from. Don't know what it is. Don't know what it says. Will the camera focus? Come on, camera. There we go. Silver shield. Good morning, John. Don't tread on me. Got that in the corner. Let's see. What did I want to talk about today? What are we going to talk about today, guys? It is Titanium Tuesday. Of course, we talk about titanium just about every day, as it seems to be the material for knives. I'm wondering if that's ever going to change. I guess we've pretty much learned about all the metal materials we can use. Is there ever going to be something new that we develop that's better? These are both Tucson's, but the one on the right, if you're asking about that big boy, is the TS483. It's a pretty inexpensive Tucson with a super cool blade shape. Pete, making you some coffee? Morning, sir. Yeah, we're just getting settled in myself. Speaking of oh yeah, I remember one of the things I wanted to mention. So I got an alert last night that popped up, and a knife you requested is back in stock at White Mountain Knives. So I was like, okay, which one is it? And luckily, it was one that I've really been wanting. And it is back in stock. And it is this knife right here. The Vostede H-back. So I was able to add it to cart and get it ordered for $62 with the code. So I am super excited to finally get one of these in hand. I got a message this morning that it has already shipped. Good morning, Mr. TC Blades. Welcome, sir. Yes, John's Tagamori, it's TS483. I'm sure they have it on White Mountain Knives. TS483. They offer it in they have some open box detent lash. They have an open box one for $100. They have the one that I have, or they had it. They don't have it in sale, but they do have the lightning anode one for $119. But you can get that for $12 off, so you can get it for $107 with the lightning anode. That is that knife. The other one was the TS369, 367. TS367. It is this one right here. They make it in D2 or in M390. I have the M390 version. So it is out of stock at the moment, but you can see that nice milling on it. And like I said, it's got great ergos. Very comfortable. It's got a nice flipper tab. So yeah, that's what I got going on. Got the H-back ordered. Let's see what else. Everyone, hopefully you didn't get ads this morning when you joined the video. I meant to ask you all that. See if that popped up this morning. Let's see. Good morning, Ron Crow. So last night, Mr. Keep It Scale Stupid finished purchasing this knife. So now I get to bead blast everything on it. So that'll be a cool thing to get done today. I am looking forward to Blade Show immensely. I'm all giddy. I don't know if I'm actually giddy, but I am excited. Wow, this knife just has one screw that holds the clip on. It's got a triangular locating tab, which is super cool. Never seen that before. It's got a triangle to keep it from spinning, with one big long screw that goes all the way through. So that's super cool. So So maybe our buddy Keep It Scale Stupid won't be intimidated to take this knife apart, because it's literally only 2 screws and it just pops apart. It does have, aha, it's got a, look at all that oil. I've never been into this knife, or I would have cleaned off all that oil. But it looks like it's got a attached liner that attaches to the backspacer. Actually, that all comes out in one piece, so that's kind of weird. See if I can lift everything out at the same time. The blade and the liners. Is that all going to come out? Am I missing something? Is there another screw? Oh, it's the pivot. I bet if I push the pivot through... we don't want to push the pivot through. Let's see if we can lift it all out. What is holding on? Well, there went the blade. Can't tell what is holding it together. That's a weird build on this knife. It's got double liners. Is that a Torx? I guess that's a hidden Torx. Yeah, super clean design. You're right, Pete. But I guess this is a Torx, maybe. Yes, sir. Alright. That's a little bitty tiny T8 Torx. Wow, look how short that little thing is. That's what she said. So yeah, that's how you do that. You take it off the... But I still couldn't figure out why this wasn't coming out. I think it's just because of the... It's got a locating... You see that cut out? That's pretty cool too. So on both sides, this one doesn't... They made it symmetrical, but it doesn't need to be that way on this side. This piece sits in here, and it's not captive by anything right there in that middle piece, but they did make it symmetrical. This one has a piece of metal that holds it in place. So that's pretty cool. Definitely a different design. Come on, pivot. Well, that pivot does not want to come out. Oh. Maybe it has got screws on both sides. And it does. I'm an idiot. It's one of those where you can take either screw out and it has a locked pivot. So that's why that wouldn't come out. And that's why this wouldn't come out. But yeah, check that out. That's got a locating notch right there. This long little piece. And it locks into that piece. And to be symmetrical, they added that to this piece, even though it doesn't need it, just so they both look the same. Actually, they manufactured it. No, it's not the same piece. But that's cool. This one doesn't have that locating thing, but it's pretty neat how they did that. So, now I can keep all the pieces over here to the side. Move my Kochi sticker. Put that little screw over there with them. Get the blade up there and the bearings. Now we got our 2 scales ready to bead blast, and we need to bead blast the blade as well. Aha! It's got a built-in stop pin in the blade, but it actually comes out, which is different. Most of them are milled into the same part of the blade, but this one actually goes through the blade and comes out, so that's something new I haven't seen either. That's pretty cool. And then both sides of the blade have a nice milled flat on them. I don't think that is a washer. I think that is just shiny metal. Yep, that is just shiny metal. That is not a washer. But it's a very nice milled pocket for the bearings. Cool innards. So I've got my 3 parts I gotta sandblast for Mr. Keep It Scale Stupid. I think I will, I think I'll leave the liners since they're nested and recessed and you can't see them from the outside of the knife. I think I will leave them like they are. You cannot see them from the top scale. You can't see that one at all. And the only part of this one you will see will be the what about the backspacer? I guess I should leave the backspacer black too. I guess I should ask him. Yes sir, Mr. Ron Crow, this is a Doberman. Our fellow member, Mr. Keep It Scale Stupid, purchased it from me. I had it for sale. He wants it bead blasted, but I didn't ask him about the liners or the backspacer. I think leaving that black, I think I ought to leave the pivot, the clip, and the backspacer black just to add a little touch of something to it. But I guess if he comes in this morning, I will ask him. I guess before I do it, I will ask him. I've got to, I'll have to blast the pivots. I haven't bead blasted anything with Torx bits in it. I wonder how that's going to affect the Torx. I might suggest to him that he leaves the pivot black and the clip black and the backspacer black, just because it will add a little touch. And the knife will be purple when I get done with it. This color purple. So, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let's move on. Had a few things to look at. Oh yeah, everyone yesterday received their first round of... This is kind of... I've talked to a few of our members here about clones, and this is a topic. Jufool has ruined higher-end knives for me. After buying a number of clones from Jufool, I've bought the real counterparts for 5 to 10 times the cost and have been left truly let down. Don't get me wrong, some of the AliExpress clones are downright horrific, but comparing these to the real deal, I'm truly disappointed in them. Posting up a few on Knife Swap, and we'll be doing another order from Jufool tonight. So yeah, we got to talking the other night on the Discord about the Rosie and about how you're going to end up paying 10 times the cost of one of these Jufool ones for the original, and it's only going to be maybe 10% better. So I don't know that 10 times equals 10%. But I thought that was kind of ironic that that popped up today. And then looks like everyone got their first batch of the new Cortex XLs in, except me. I seem to be late on the shipments. But they look excellent. So I did order both the new milling patterns, so I got that one. And I believe we'll see down here a few other ones. Batch 2. There was some talk that the detent was light on them, but but that was the case with a lot of Jufool knives, and the detent can be tuned on these Cortex. What is that? Huh. Not familiar with that knife. Oh, he's asking what the lines were called. It's called milling. Kaiser Mercury? That's a Kaiser? That is a Kaiser I'm not familiar with. I'm going to have to stop right there and go look up a Kaiser Mercury. That's what we do, is talk about knives. So that is indeed a Kaiser Mercury, which I did not know exist. Huh. I wonder if that's a new model. The fact that it's still for sale tells me it might be newer. A gentleman's knife. It's got a 3D clip on it. It's got a ball bearing system in it. S35VN, sheep's foot, 2.08 ounces. So that puppy is pretty light. What's the blade length on it? It says handle length is 4 inches, blade length 3.25, 3.26. I have not seen that knife. Good morning, Mr. Michael. Thank you, Mr. TC. It's an older model. Just one that didn't sell, I guess, is why I still have them available. So, the other model of the which one are you keeping and why? Oh yeah, I wanted to really quick look at the other versions of. Here's a slow motion Trudon. All right. Petrified fish. For your information, you can ask Petrified Fish to send you washers to replace the bearings. So they will send you big, thick washers to replace the bearings with. That's pretty cool. I think Pete mentioned that in Discord chat the other night, that don't be scared to message the manufacturers, because they will send you stuff if you ask. I would like to have a few sets of those thicker washers just to have. Everyone's asking about DWin99, about the Tucson guy on eBay. So that is another topic, why he's missing. His Instagram is still active, but let's see. Someone posted the Kubi Interflow. Someone asked about why does anyone make or sell clones of Quiet Carry, Berg Blades, or any of the smaller knife makers? The answer to that is no, because they are OEM'd by Chinese companies already. Berg Blades is, and Quiet Carry is manufactured in Taiwan or somewhere. So they usually don't try to step on their own feet as far as making clones. There's somebody got him a snafu. Another custom knife factory knife. There's the insides of the Gen 3 Combat Trudon. There's a wee full bearings. Oh yeah. So the guy that I showed yesterday is going to be on Friday morning on the show before I leave to go to Blade Show. So I can't check into my Airbnb until mid-afternoon. I can't go. Oh, the Blade Shore door don't open till a certain time. So I'm going to do the broadcast Friday morning, normal time, from like 8 to 10, and then I'm going to leave around 10:30 to head to Atlanta, which should put me there around 2 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m. So I will start broadcasting some stuff then for the members. But there's the 2 new versions of the XL. I ordered both of them, but haven't received them yet. They don't really show any movement from Chicago or from Illinois yet. So I probably won't get them before I go to Blade Show. But I did order both of those versions. Someone else got their new version. Someone else got their new version. I don't know why I'm one of the last people to get mine, but it is what it is. This is his top 3 budget knives right now. The Migron Vacor. What's the other ones? The QSP and the Vostede. So we got a QSP, a Vostede, and a Migron. Yeah, Bart, they don't mind ripping off Best Tech, because Best Tech is not like Riot. They kind of subcontract out and get different people to make all their stuff. So yeah, I wanted to show that. Then I wanted to show there was one more thing. The new Land Dwellers are out. So Rolex came out with a new model this year called the Land Dweller. And some of the new replicas have come out, the good replicas. Oh, Microtech robbing the small guys. Here we go again. Let's see. I did make a post on Knife Swap this morning in the middle of the night to sell a few knives. 6 to be exact, and 2 of them sold rather quickly. The Iron Pup sold, and the Vero Impulse sold. Still got the other 4 available. But that was cool. The Vero sold within 2 minutes of being posted. So that was pretty awesome. Then 2 people wanted to buy the Berg, and I had to wait on one guy for like 20 minutes before he responded to my chat. But he did finally buy it, so the other guy interested kind of missed out. But that's alright. Alright. Then I wanted to go check out a few new knives on Knife Center. When I went to their home page this morning, they had a couple of sales. They had a couple of specials up here, including a Benchmade bailout for $160. Like, that is a great deal on that knife. And they're great knives. I love my bailout clones. 3V blade steel. So that's a cool Benchmade that's not $500. But I did want to look at a few new knives here, see if there's anything exciting going on. We has a couple of new knives, including this one right here called the Kyklos. I like the blade shape on it. It's 3.8 inch blade, so it's a big boy. hand rubbed satin. That is probably one, I think we looked at it one other time, but I think the more I look at it, the more I need it in my life. So I might try to pick that up at Blade Show if I can get a special on one. And then the other one that was kind of new is one that I think Pete likes, and that is this one, the BRR 15. I don't prefer that blade shape as much as some, but it is a super cool looking knife. A bolster lock. Yeah, I like the shredded titanium. I like the combination of the two on this knife. Looks great. Not a huge fan of carbon fiber, but the way they did this one looks very clean. Very clean closed. The flipper tab thing is kind of odd looking a little bit, but I bet it's super responsive. And I bet it really gives you some torque. I bet it really slings the blade out. So that one's super cool. John Lemifshe is coming out with the Shark Neve Co. And I think he's also doing the Les George. I don't want to speak wrongly, but let me check. I can check really quick. Yeah, so Lemifshe's doing both of them. To answer your question, sir. Let's see, what else we got new at Knife Center. Those mats, those Demco mats are pretty cool. I think we've looked at a lot of these newer knives. Not much new. Because here's that brand again that I've still got to... That Acta Non Verba. I really want to check out one of their knives, because they're not too expensive and they've got some cool little design features that I like. I'm trying to figure out, I guess this one right here might be a good one to check out. I'm not sure that I like that enough to buy it though. Yeah, I don't think I like that one enough to buy it. But that brand is one I want to check out. So what other ones? Let's see if we can we can just type in Acta Non Verba. See which one might be worth actually checking out. So I have 88 results. That double detent DLC one up there in the top right looks interesting. Let's see. Crossbar lock. Fixed blades. That neck knife looks pretty cool without a handle. More fixed blades. Lots of fixed blades, it looks like. Mostly fixed blades. Yeah, this is the one, the slip joint, this aluminum. Not sure I dig how their clips stick out the end of the knife. That's a kind of a weird look. You see in that picture how you can see the clip. I mean, that's like a hanging clip. Like, you talk about deep carry. Yeah, I don't like that. That's too much sticking out. That's too much deep carry. Czech Republic, though. Yeah, that's definitely too much deep carry. And they seem to do that on all their folding knives, which is terrible. Ruins it. Gotta be honest. You know me. If I'm anything, I'm honest. Brutally so. And they're on all their stupid flippers. Fix your clips. Oh, there's one without it. Nope, it's still there. You just couldn't see it on that one. It's definitely still sticking out the end there. Wow, what a clip. What a silly thing. And is it a silly thing to get hung up on? I mean, I don't think so. I think it's important. It's like these were made to be hung off of something instead of your pocket. Yes, sir, John. I'll order one of the best ones. Super deep, TC. Yes, sir, John. I think I've got the best one they make. It's that one I've shown before that I'm afraid to carry, and was one of my nicest knives that I got. One of the first nice knives I got. In fact, I think it was the first $300 plus knife that I bought. And it's the one with the Damascus inlay and the mirror polished blade. Super mirror polished. But yes, this one came from Evil Eyes. And this blade I have very well protected, and it is super mirror polished. Let me get my microfiber cloth here and get what little lines there are on it off of it. Show you how mirror polished this thing is. So there's my light, and there's the camera. But that blade is super mirror polished. Yeah, and I've talked about it too. It's got a nice Damascus. Some of the patterns on some of these weren't the greatest. I got lucky with the nice Damascus pattern. But the clip on it is the weird. It's got one of the weird. So I found out that the versions, the custom versions, all have the clip like this, and this thing is just drop shut. But the Microtech versions have a clip that actually works. But this clip always wants to push its way out because it's a V, so it's always trying to push whatever it's in out. So the clip is the only real flaw with this knife. I don't think these are still available. You can still get ones like this, but not this mirror polished version, I don't believe. But that blade is something else. Nice knife. I'm afraid to leave it laying on the table. Let's see if I can show you where to find one similar. So, let's see. Let's go to AliExpress, of course. And I'm not Evil Eyes. Evil Eyes knife. I don't even know if he's still got anything listed. He doesn't. So, the only ones you can find at the moment, I believe if you type sigil knife in, you won't find it. Okay, so there's the Arius. So we will have to find it another route. Let's see, MT knife. So I know they're available. Let me do a quick. I know the store Do More store. See if I can find this store. I'm trying to find another knife that I know they carry. Alright. Sigil clone knife. Let's see. 4 years ago. So if you go on your phone, you can use the search. Let me try to find one really quick on my phone. So yeah, I can do it on the browser too, but it's easier doing it on a phone because you can just circle what you want to search. Aha, here's one. Let me see if I can find one here. Alright, got a picture. Let me circle it. Try to find one on AliExpress. eBay, Southern Blades, Knife Center, Pinterest, Reddit. Alright, here we go. eBay. Alright, we're going to go to Chinese knives. We're going to type in sigil. We're going to sort by new. And here we go. These are the ones that you can still get. You can get these on eBay for like 35 bucks, but here we go, DH Gate. You can get that one right there for, it looks like 25 bucks with the blue or the gray handle. And that's a decent price. They don't show the clip on any of these pictures. I actually messaged the guy and asked him if he would send me a picture of the clip side. But let me share this link for you. But they have some on AliExpress. Yeah, they have some better ones on AliExpress. I'm just unable to find them. Hold on, let me see. Let me open this image, copy this image link, go over to Chrome, pop it into Chrome, go to Chrome and hit search with Google Lens, draw a box around this. Alright. AliExpress. Here's the Lemifshi version. Alright, found it. Here's the good one with M390 blade steel. So this is the one. Sorry, I just had to go through a little process there. But you don't trust DHgate? I've ordered tons of stuff from DHgate. Don't be scared of DHgate. They've got see, there's the mirror polish one Or there's a satin polish one. I believe that right there. No, that one looks satin. But this one's got real M390. But yeah, DHgate will refund you just like AliExpress will if something happens. So don't be scared of DHgate. Just use a payment card that you don't care about. But there's a link to the Lemifshi version. It was probably a year ago when I got this one, to answer your question. And if you hit find similar items here, it might find, yeah. So here's the other ones. Well, there's one other store with them a little cheaper. Yeah, this one has the black one. And this is the store that I communicated with him at. This store right here. Lemifshi puts all his stuff, but it's the NKAIED. NKAIED store. That's the one that I actually chatted with him at, and that's where he told me about coming out with the new. This is his main store that he uses. He doesn't have one in his name, but that's the name of his store that I talked to him at, that I got in so much trouble for, or that I got hated on so much for. And this is that JR9402 that I've talked about. That's one of his original designs that I think he ought to do more of. Because I love that little knife. And he does have a few more designs that he does, and they will be listed on this page, and they will have a JR number. So, like this fixed blade is one of his with DC53. It's a JR4110. And that's got his little Biohazard logo. But any of the JR knives that you see on here, here's another fixed blade with just a drop point that he created. So he's trying to go legit like Megaron did. But nobody buys his knives. I guess because he can't make enough money to not stop making clones. See if I can. He's also doing the rattlesnake, not with the rattlesnake designer. He's doing those knives too, trying to do something, and those are doing better, at least. Trying to see if I can see any more of his actual models. But there's the rattlesnake that he's doing, or the knives that he's doing with the rattlesnake guy. Trying to, go legit, as you say. Yeah, I don't see any more of the JR knives, but Venom Harpoon. There's the Damascus version, but it's sold out. The only one he's got is that one. This Venom Harpoon looks pretty nice too. It's a pretty wild looking Kevin John. And the Venom Bone Doctor. That's Kevin John's brand. Under the new name. Without the Kevin John part. Alright, let's see. Where else did I want to go today? Oh yeah, Monterey Bay Knives makes some awesome knives. They have a couple that I didn't even know existed that we saw not long ago. But I want a I love my saber tooth, but I want a sea otter, not a sea lion and not a river otter. I want a sea otter, this one right here. I want one of these. And I want a Rosalinda. Full size. And then this old guard was one of the ones that I didn't know that they made. There's a mini old guard. But they don't have the old guard. All they have is the bolster lock when they don't have the old guard with the full titanium. But which one did you say, Bart? Fuchs. Good morning, sir. What was the Slayback XL? Is it on here? Or is it another one that you gotta find on the secondary? Yeah, I don't see it. Slayback. Is it Swayback? Nope, it's Slayback. Yep, that is definitely a bet that's a blade shape Pete likes. Pete, you like that blade shape? It's a Laconico. My boy. Love me some Laconicos. Let's see if it's not letting me right click. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Looks like they don't here's a custom anodized one. They turned it blue. 165, that's not bad. Let's see, MBK Old Guard Titanium. Yeah, that's the version that I want. They got the mini old guards, but another Laconico design. Looks like 3 years ago, Metal Complex did a video on one. Coyote Trails. Nice.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the table. Today we are taking a look at a knife hot off the presses. So what we have today, this is from Monterey Bay Knives. This is the Old Guard in titanium. And this particular knife is not new, but it has not yet been offered with titanium scales like we have right here. So we'll take a look at the Old Guard and make a few comparisons to other knives today. But first off, I know we're all here to look at this knife, so let's take a closer look at the MBK Old Guard. So as we can see, the draw here are these nice titanium scales. You can see the nice finish on here. This is a finish that they are calling Zerblast, which I assume that it's a blast of the zirconium. So it kind of gives you this shiny texture to it. And so it does look slightly different than a regular titanium scale as a result. It's not a
that looks just like my sword
difference, but it definitely is noticeable in comparison.
The texture.
So we'll take a look in comparison to the the mini Old Guard in just a second. But taking a look at the knife, we are a titanium frame lock.
Yeah, that's a
The
perfect
frame
knife.
lock mechanism has an over travel stop as well as a steel lock insert, and you can see the lockup right there.
Perfect
Looking
lockup.
inside the construction, you can also see it does have
Ray
bronze
does it.
washers
Ray makes
on
knife
both
knives.
sides. And taking a look at the centering,
No
it is
frills.
pretty much right in the middle, right out of box. Very nice.
Clean knife.
Right hand side carry, tip up. And this one is about to be replaced because I have 390 and satin finish on there. It's almost mirror. You can kind of see my reflection there. And both sides, nice satin finish. And the only marking on the blade is the
great logoing
logo for Monterey Bay Knives. But looking at the
he's going to change it out with
the knife, so beautiful the knife. So I decided to pick one up. Right here was offered on a look at the upgraded pocket clip we're about to install. So this right here was offered on the website along with the knife. So I decided to pick one up. And I think it's going to look really nice on the knife. So beautiful Damascus with all the colors that are involved with that. Really work.
Nice clip. I want to see it next to the Mini.
And ever since I got my Mini Old Guard, they've been so it should go in and out of pocket just as easily as the other knives I have here on the table. But overall, again, I am impressed with the knife. I was looking forward to this one. They've been kind of teasing it for quite a while now. Looking forward to getting the full-size knife as well, because guard, which is right here, I've been looking forward to getting the full-size knife as well, because they have offered this knife before in carbon fiber, and maybe micarta as well. I'm not too sure on that one, but we have not yet had it in titanium. So let's take a comparison of the original titanium finish on the Mini Old Guard versus the Zerblast finish on the full size.
Yeah, that Zerblast is clean. I'm going to have to end up buying some eventually.
The Zerblast finish does kind of have that more little pebbled texture. Doesn't really feel any different. It's mostly a looks thing, and it's slightly more sparkly, if that's a good word for it.
Yeah, I really like that
the
Zerblast
traditional
finish.
bead blasted finish is a little bit more matte, and I don't know if it's going to be a night and day difference, but it's definitely a nice little touch. Overall, unit nice.
Cool knife. Thanks for the review, guy, Mr. Coyote. Wiley Coyote.
Goes with it, the zippered pouch, and the.
Here's it next to a blur.
Again, similar size, similar blade length, totally different construction, but I just want to give you some familiarity so you can get an idea.
Next to a Spyderco Endura.
Longer blade length.
Ugly Spyderco, super ugly.
We can still see overall, it's still very comparable. Handle length is very comparable. So if you're looking for something larger than what the Mini Old Guard has to offer,
some weird comparisons,
then
but
I think the Old Guard here is a good choice.
Appreciate the video, buddy. Zerblast is a media that is super expensive, and it's trademarked. So Zerblast is by a company called ZerPro, and it's like 6 or 7 times the cost, or 10 times the cost. So they make Zershot, but it's ceramic blasting beads, but they're different. It's called, they make Zershot and Microblast and Zerblast, but you can't, you have to buy it from a professional place. You can't just order it from their website. They tell the chemical composition of it, and they offer it in different sizes from, these are the grit, basically 600 to 850 grit, kind of 425 to 600 and 250. Well, these are actually the grits. Yeah, it's a blasting media that is super expensive, and it's very hard to find. You have to order it from, so if I just type in Zerblast and I try to order it, like, it comes in ridiculous size. You have to buy a ridiculous amount of it. Dawson McDonald sells some of it, it looks like. But it costs so much, and it's available in sizes that you have to message them for a quote. If that tells you how much it costs. And you have to buy it from a big media place. They don't really sell it. Here's another Saint Gobain in Canada. I've looked up buying, and it's like $600 for enough to do it. Like, so they do offer it in, looks like 6 different grits. But again, you can't order it from this site. You have to contact them and get a quote. Which is one of those times where you just know stuff's expensive when you got to message them to get a quote. All they really have is the data sheets on them. It's used by professionals is why. And you can find it for sale. Here's a 55-pound box. Request a quote. I would want to get probably like the 125 to 180, something pretty low. Like the ZB100 right here. And 55 pounds is more than I need. I only need about 25 pounds, so I need about half that. But you can find it, like here's a, you can buy it supposedly from China, but, and here's the different grits. And then you have to put in the, you can only get it from Alibaba. You can't get it from AliExpress. So you have to worry about getting it off of a shipping container. Okay, here's 25 kilograms. So 50 pounds is 434, whatever this is, euro to US dollars. $500 for 50 pounds. Or 55 pounds. Yeah. $500 for 55 pounds. So, it's super cool stuff. I want to eventually get some. If I get some, I won't ever use anything else, I'm quite sure. ZB60. Here's a $10 a pound. So, I need 25 pounds. So, $250 for the ZB60. And that's the 125 to 250 grit. 55 pound jug. So you can only buy it in 55 pounds quantity. No, you can buy, I can buy 25 pounds right here. So add to cart 25 pounds and go to cart, and it's $246. See you later, TC. Bart, it is reusable. Yeah, you got to have a company doing it. I mean, you got to offer Zerblast as a service to be able to afford it, unless you're an idiot like me who might spend $250 on some to do a bunch of knives. I would like to buy 25 pounds of it just to see how long it lasts. And I would have to do a bunch of knives to help pay for it. But there's lots of people who would love to have Zerblasted knives. So I'm sure I could offer that service, $30 a set of scales, and do 10 knives to pay for it. But, you know, that's a whole different topic. Bart, what company do you know that does Zerblasting? So, Zerblast knife scales. I have not seen a company that I know, like, that offers it. Like, Way of Knife doesn't offer it, and they offer pretty much any kind of customizing you can do. And I don't think they offer it. Zerblast. Yeah, they don't. I don't believe they offer it. Oh, yeah. There's lots of knife companies that do it. I'm not talking about knife companies. Yeah, of course. You can get knives finished that way, but I'm talking about a place that you can send your knife to get it Zerblasted. I didn't see your part about the makers and yeah, knife makers offer it for sure. Just like when I did a search here for Zerblast, you see them pop up on knives like JK Outpost Custom, like PVK offers knives with Zerblasted finish. Zerblast and mill pattern, bright. You know, lots of companies offer it, but I'm talking about Pocket SX. I'm sure there's some Instagram people that offer it. That's why I'm asking who does it. I'm already following. Yeah, that was that one that you showed me to follow. I'm wondering what he charges to Zerblast. I'm going to message him and ask him. How about that? Do you offer Zerblast for knife scales? If so, how much would you charge for a set of scales? All right. Got that done. Yeah, I'm also following Transparent Knives. He does reblades in his parents' garage. No shade. So I know he does reblades and stuff, but I didn't know that he offered Zerb Wash book status closed. So he's not offering it right now. He calls it Zerb Wash. So it looks like Transparent. Whoops, sorry. Not showing you the browser. So on Transparent's website, it says Zerb Wash book status closed. And y'all didn't see me message Pocket SX, but I did message him right here. Do you offer Zerblast for knife scales? If so, how much would you charge for a set of scales? Yeah, knife modders might be somebody that would do it. I wouldn't be surprised if they did it. Let's go there and check them and see if they offer the service. Let's see. Handle mods. Blast media. See, they don't have it. All they have is aluminum oxide, garnet, and silk blast. I've got aluminum oxide, and I need to look into getting some garnet material and some silk blast. Brightest vibrant colors when anodized. Alright, so they don't offer Zerblast. Silk blasting media. Silk Blast. Silky Blast. Alright, this is the media guide, and I've seen it on here. I've seen the silk aluminum oxide, plastic abrasives, walnut shell, Steel shot. I'm still not seeing this blasting media comparison chart. Silicone carbide, glass beads, aluminum oxide, crushed glass grit, plastic abrasive, copper slag, iron silicate. Yeah, you can get walnut shells and corn cob, and there's also soda, so you can get baking soda to blast with. So a soda finish I heard was really good. Low etch, corn cob, soft metals, and wood. Yeah, we can chat now. Let's see which. I'm not going to put my full name in, but we'll call it Blade Alchemy. I don't have a phone number. I don't guess I have to put that in. Customer service, start the chat. Do you offer Zerblast media? All right. Yeah, you can get lots of different finishes with different blasting material though, and different colors, and they anodize better, just like we saw back there when she was talking about. Whoops, I just left that page. Dang it. Where's the chat? Alright, I'm going to leave that open and go back to knife modders. Whoops. So they don't offer Zerblast, but they did offer 3 different Garnet Blast and Silk Blast. So I don't know what they're calling silk. They might be calling silicone media silk media. Silk blast media. Okay, silk plast, surgical tape, medical adhesive. Silk blast. Okay, that's a gaming technique. Yeah, see, silky blast. They're calling it silk blast. But I bet they're using silicone. So, blasting media. There's a... So, there's a place that has all kinds of media. Yeah, here we go. Corn cob, soda, aluminum oxide, garnet. So, there's the garnet. Pyroblast abrasive. 2,200 pound bulk bags. Wow. You can buy it by the ton. Let's see if she answers here. Yeah, you can buy it by the ton. That's pretty wild. Other abrasives, slag abrasives, steel abrasives, walnut shell. Let's see, abrasives. Let's see what they say here. I think the silicone might be the silky. Copper slag, coal slag, nickel slag, garnet, sponge jet. Incorporates aluminum oxide, red sponge, white plastic sponge, green sponge, HyperX media, coal slag. There's white aluminum oxide. I've already got some aluminum oxide. Silicone carbide. Mohs hardness of 9. very hard surfaces. Black silicone carbide. And there's the garnet. Black silicone might be what the silky is. See what else they show. 120 mesh garnet, 80 mesh, soft blast garnet, perfect for cleaning and polishing delicate surfaces. Mesh sizes of 200 and 350 for ultra fine applications. Alright. There's brown aluminum oxide. There's the baking soda. This is supposed to work really good. And it really is. Sold by the pallet. Pallet minimum. Wow, you got to buy a whole pallet. But this is the... Oh, she answered me. Hello, Chip. Hello, lady. Keep talking to me. Crushed glass. Steel grit. Corn cob. You got to go to like industrial sites like this to find the actual stuff. And then you got to worry about finding it in sizes other than a pallet. Walnut shell. Let's see what she says. Oh, where does she go? Oh, there she is. We do not offer Zerblast media, however, we may have an alternative. I am looking to refinish titanium knife parts. I have aluminum oxide and glass beads already, but I want to try something different and like the look of Zerblast. Alright, so we're talking to her. Sorry. Keep it scale stupid. I got some questions for you. While I'm talking to this lady on chat. So I've got your knife disassembled to blast today. And we got a few options we got to go over. So I'm going to do the scales purple, like this purple. And the pivot hardware, the 2 pivot screws and the clip will be showing, and I don't think you want them purple, and I think black would look really good on it against the purple, but you have an option to, I guess, they can either be black like they are or silver from bead blasting. And the same with the liners. These liners are not going to show inside the knife, so when these are in here, you can't see them in the knife. This one will show the lock mechanism. The liner lock will show this much of it, but that black would look good with the black of the clip and the pivot to match the purple. So I would suggest just leaving them black, but that's up to you. She just messaged me back. Let's see what she said. She just recommended glass beads. I just said I had glass beads, lady. So here's what she said. She gave me a link to some glass beads. I guess I'm going to open that in a new tab. Yeah, she's selling me different, and I do need to try some different meshes, because they might have some glass beads that are small enough or big enough I don't know. I haven't done enough of it to replicate what Zerblast does. And you can buy it in 1 pound, 5 pound, 10 pound, 25 pound, and 50 pound. So that's awesome. So let's see what she said here. One of the tumbling team. So these are made for tumblers. I mean, they're using them in tumbling machines. That's okay. Thank you for the help. Alright, well at least she gave me a link to where I can pick. I need to bookmark this page because I can pick a 10-pound bag. Let's see how much it costs. So if I was to go up to a higher, let's see, 120 to 200 mesh, 100 to 170, medium fine grade, 25 pounds, $77. That's not that bad. So, abrasive media, they sell abrasive media. Silicone carbide, let's see what it costs. Alright, so you can get it in lots of different mesh sizes. Wow. Yeah, that might be, so I've got 80 grit, what they call 80 grit glass beads right now. So I wonder if I got something like 150 mesh, 25 pound bag of it, $125. Alright. So 25 pound, so we can see the price is a little different. See you tomorrow, Ron Crow. So, keep it scale stupid. My question wasn't if you like that purple. I guess my question simplified is, do you want these black or bead blasted silver? Do you want the purple color accented with a silver clip and a silver pivot? Or do you want the black accented with a black clip and a black pivot? They're already got a nice black finish on them. It would be easier for me to leave them black. And that's what black looks like against purple. That's what a black pivot would look like. And I could show you by grabbing a clip what silver would look like. But it's going to be a bead blasted silver, so it's not like a bright silver. It's going to be a muted silver. But it would look kind of like, let's see. I've got some clips here somewhere. It won't look shiny like that silver. I guess I'm in the wrong bag here. Yeah, this is not my clip bag. Yeah, Pete, I'm not worried about having clean media. It's more of the texture and the look of the media. Because medias look way different. I can't do both. I don't have but one clip on your knife. What do you mean do both? So this is what the bead blasted clip would look like against purple. It would either look like this, against the purple, or it would look like this against the purple. Well, the gold shows through, so can't really see. It would look like, do you want black against purple or silver against purple, gray against purple. Yeah, Michael, I've got I mean, that's what I did. I glass blasted the other day on video. That's what the texture of the well, dang it. Most all knives that you buy are bead blasted, glass bead blasted. Not all. Some of them are smooth and don't have any kind of texture, but anything that has a little. But Zerblast makes a whole different kind of texture. So, like, let me see if I can show you the difference. So, let me grab my main box here. Ow! So, glass beads also come in lots of different grit sizes, so you can get bigger or smaller or finer or quality. So both of these are Zerblasted. But hold on a second. Let me find one that's bead blasted that I can compare it to that doesn't have milling. See, that's the problem. I'm finding milling. Okay, this is an example. So this is bead blasted, and you can see a little bit of the texture, but this is Zerblasted, and it's got more of a sparkle to it. There you go. You can see this has been Zerblasted, and I'm pretty sure that this one was Zerblasted too. You see how it's got, this is more orange peel almost, but this has got a different blast. So you can get all different kinds of grits to make all different kinds of looks. And you can then stonewash them also, where this one's been stonewashed a little bit. So that's not a good example. Let me see if I can find another one here. So this is a bead blasted finish with no stonewashing. So this is what just a plain bead blast looks like. And then this is what a Zerblast looks like. So there's quite a bit of difference. One of them's plain, one of them's got more of a sparkle to it. Yeah, I love orange peel. But it's all about getting the different kinds of textures and colors. Oh, and some of them are a lighter color. See how this one is lighter? So the media turns it a darker color. So, what did I blast the other day besides the blade on that? Oh, it was that weird knife. It's back behind me. So bead blasting gives it a gray color like this. So that's glass bead texture. But it gives it a gray kind of color. Yeah, you can see it there. Whereas this is a lot more silvery. So different medias can make the color different. That's the main part. Of course, you can color it any way you want to after you do it, but glass beads make a darker gray like this. Some of the, like the Zerblast, leaves it a lighter color. So that's the main thing I'm working with. Keep it scale stupid. Last time I'm going to ask you. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but do you want black or silver? That's the only question. Black or silver? I've got the purple covered. I'm not getting upset. I just want an answer. Silver. Okay. So, one last question. Do you care if the liner stays black? The only part of it that will show is the lock. Or do you want it silver too? All the rest of this will be tucked inside the knife. But I've got to do the back spacer, the clip, and the pivots. And you want them all silver. And it won't be silver, it'll be gray like I just showed on that knife. See, this clip has been blasted too. And you can tell that this clip is not, it's a gray. The liner lock, the lock part can be black. Okay. So I'll do the back spacer, the clip, and the pivots. Bead blasted. I'll tell you what. That's a lot of extra work for me. But what you paid for, I said I would do the hardware. So I will do it and see how it looks. I'll do the purple. I'll get the scales done and I'll reassemble it with the black and see how it looks and let you see it. And then you can decide whether you want to leave it like that or turn them gray. That'll be the easiest for me. So I'll get the scales blasted and get them anodized purple. Then I'll reassemble the knife like it is and see if you like it like that or if you want them silver. Because I didn't think about the back spacer, the clip, the pivots, and the liners. The liners I really didn't think about. But I'll do the scales, get them purple, reassemble it like it is, and I think you'll really like it like that. But I'm going to do the blade as well, because I got to sharpen it too. And I got to get all this done the next day or so, because I got to go out of town this week, end of this week. Yeah, Michael, you're supposed to use the vapor blasting, you're supposed to do titanium with a wet media, according to professionals. So I've looked up in a lot of articles, but they call it vapor blasting because it's got liquid. You're supposed to do it with a wet media. If you go doing some research on it, you'll see that a lot of the when you do big batches of stuff, you're supposed to do a wet media, and a lot of these people do tumbling instead of blasting. So they use the same medias, but they use these big industrial tumblers, and they use the same media, and they just tumble the parts until the media takes it all off instead of blasting it and take this stuff off. But they use a wet media on titanium for some reason, and it's partly due to the fact that it sparks. So titanium throws off sparks and can ignite the dust. So if you're doing, it's not, luckily, the aluminum oxide and the glass beads are not combustible. But you know how like you can get flour and dust in like a barrel and it can become explosive with a spark? So that's the main reason I think they use a wet media, because it does throw off sparks when you blast it. And you can see the little sparks when the aluminum oxide or the glass beads hit the steel. It'll actually throw up little tiny sparks. So yeah, once you get into like really researching it, you'll see some stuff about wet media or vapor. I guess they use a vapor so that it keeps it kind of a wet. pretty crazy. There's deep rabbit holes. And I always take things to the extreme and try to take it to the super professional way. So I always end up on industrial websites and company websites of places that do it for huge, because the people that do it right do it for big quantities. The prosumer people that do it for small stuff, they're having to make do with different stuff to get the same results done. But the bigger companies that do it in mass use different materials and different techniques because they can afford to. But I've always wanted to do things the total best way. So sometimes that includes buying machinery or magnetic stirs or heat plates or whatever, you know, like, or the acids, like I tried to do with the black, you know, like I bought 2 acids instead of doing it with just manganese sulfate, which would be the better way to do it because you can add up a thicker layer of black on stuff. So it is the more professional way to do it, but it's also the more difficult way to do it. So yeah, I got to make sure to do the head of that screw too. But right now I'm going to do it for black, see how it looks. Guys, it's Blade Show week. I hope y'all are excited to see some new knives. I'm excited to show them to you. Can't wait to record some videos and get them posted for you guys, especially the members that get to see the lives. I will be reposting the lives shortly after the after I go live, so that'll be cool. But I've got to get a bunch of stuff shipped out today and get this bead blasting done, and then tonight is my last night of work for like 10 days. So I'm excited about that. Got to get a bunch of stuff done tomorrow too. Gonna have a busy week till Friday, but at least after tonight I'm off and I can focus stuff around here. I've still got to work on Sever's knife, which is still sitting here to the side. I'm going to take that with me to Blade Show and just hand it to him directly, so I don't have to ship that one. But I appreciate everybody being here today. Unless y'all got any more questions or knives you want to look at, I'm going to start winding her down. Can't wait to get that H back in. I wouldn't be surprised if I get it before I leave on Friday. I don't know. They shipped it today, so I probably won't get it till the mail after I leave on Friday, which kind of sucks because it'll be in the mailbox the whole weekend. I'm down there, but I guess I'll be seeing all kinds of other knives anyway. Oh, no, keep it scale stupid. I definitely want to get you your knife this week. It's all good. I've already got it broken down. Yeah, Pete, I'm going to go blast it right after I get off air. I should shoot video of it, huh? I wish I could get one of my GoPro. I need to get one of my older GoPros mounted inside the cabinet. I need to make I've got a couple of cheaper GoPros that I could throw inside the cabinet, like just action cameras. I need to throw one of those in there. Yeah, I could do some time-lapse type photos, position them all the same to where you could see the stages. I got you, Pete. You don't know how much easier it would be just to walk out there when I get done with this video with these two in my hand and just get it done. instead of taking a bunch of pictures. But I've got this video that I can take stills from. I'll shoot a little 4K video of just the table and these parts when I get off the stream here. So I'll have some 4K stills to at least take some screenshots of. Yeah, I had no idea how many parts this knife would be. And I didn't think about, since I haven't done much blasting, I didn't think about all the little parts that'll show, like the liner lock here will show. So it needs to match the same colors and all that. Yeah, it's very nicely built knife. I like the way, I'm gonna have to cover those up too when I blast it, if I blast it, because it might look great black. I'm thinking it's gonna look great black, but I'll be able to, I'll give you an honest opinion whether it looks stupid or good. But yeah, the barrel spacers are behind the pivot, behind the back spacer, so they won't show. But the screws and there's only 2 screws to do, and I'm worried about blasting the heads of these screws. I hope it doesn't wallow out the Torx. And I want to go look really quick before we end at some purple knives. Purple titanium knife. So it looks like most. Okay, so there's one right there. So there's what a black clip looks like against, and a black pivot looks like against the purple. Now granted, that one has a black blade, which this one won't have unless you want it to stay black. But do you like the looks of the black and purple? Yeah, I might try to wink them and see if it's done with electricity or done with heat. Yeah, I might want to not blast the blade. You might not want the blade blasted. You might want to leave it all black and purple like that, because that does look pretty clean. Let me see what else we have with black and purple. So, see, there's black and silver. There's purple and silver blade. That doesn't have black hardware. Let's see what else we got here. Here's a purple and black with a silver blade. With black accents. It's also got some kind of weird. That's more of a gray. Let's see. That's not a good example. There's a black and purple, but here's purple and black. No, it's purple and purple. There's black and purple. There's black and purple again on that Wii. The black and purple look really good together. I'm definitely going to wait to bead blast the blade. I'm going to reassemble it once with just purple scales and see what it looks like with the purple and black. Because you might just love that. We might just be done. And I'll send you $10 or $15 back for not having to blast the rest of the parts. Because there's a purple and black also on that SRM. Come on, load up. Why is Knife Center not loading? Am I losing? No, I'm not losing connection. Come on, load up, Knife Center. I don't know why that picture's not loading up. There it is. So there's purple and black too. If you're not like me where you just hate black blades, it might be good to leave everything black and purple. I just thought of doing the blade because I don't like black blades, but a lot of people do like black blades, and now that I look at the purple and black, it looks good together. There's another purple and black special edition purple and black. So alright, we'll start out with the purple and black and see how it looks. And then if we need to go further, we will. But that purple and black does look good together. Alright. Cool, cool. There's another one. VDK Talisman. Where'd the purple one go? Aha. Down here at the bottom. Purple. Yeah, purple and black look good together. Yeah, I don't like scratch blades of any color. But this blade has got a stone wash, which helps, helps. This blade is already stone washed, so it's already got, it won't show marks. I mean, it'll just look, they kind of blend in on a good stone wash. See how it's already got that texture? So they don't show up as bad on a good stone wash. But yeah, so we'll just see. We'll assemble it and see what it looks like. Well, all right, guys. I think I'm gonna start winding this one down. Remember, clones are life. Knives are life. Clones are life. Knives are life. There's my email if you need me. Appreciate y'all being here. Love y'all. Hope y'all have a great Tuesday. On to hump day tomorrow. Start my vacation tomorrow. We will find some cool stuff to talk about tomorrow. And hopefully I will have some modified knives to show you. Mr. Whalen, thank you, sir. I'm going to put this Tucson back in my pocket, so I like carrying it all night. Mitchell, appreciate you being here, buddy. Fuchs, you have a terrific day. Mr. Pete, Mr. Keep It Scale Stupid. Let's see. Mr. Michael, appreciate you looking up some info for me today and always being there to throw in some good comments. Mr. Ron Crow, appreciate you, sir. Mr. Bart, thanks for popping in earlier. Mr. John Tagamori, appreciate you. TC, have a great day, buddy. Who else? Did Mr. Edwards pop in today? I didn't see him today. Maybe he's still recovering. Anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all. People watching on your TV who can't chat, appreciate y'all too. Oh, you're Death Blossom from Reddit? Nice. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Mitchell. Yeah, if y'all don't mind hitting that thumbs up on the way out, that would be awesome. Help the algorithm. I turned off the ads. I'm about to turn them on after I stop broadcasting, so that'll be cool. That way y'all don't have to deal with them, but anybody that watches later might get an ad or two. But anyway, guys, hope y'all have a great day. See you tomorrow.